Hi there. Today's mini lecture is on the Electoral College, and I hope that I can give you a very short and kind of brief overview of how this thing works, because it's very unique to the United States, and as was said in an earlier show, a lot of people just don't understand how it works at all. Now, I have some good looking things on the board today, but don't worry, because I'll still do some of my drawing and writing a little bit later. But I want you to see how our friend Aaron over here behind the camera set this up for us, and I think it looks absolutely great. Here is a map showing electoral votes in all the states. Now, the first thing to remember about the Electoral College is this: every state has the same number of electors as they have senators and representatives representing them in Congress. So you remember that every state has 2 senators. So Texas, for example, we have 38 representatives, 2 senators, and 36 representatives. Let's find a state like this, North Dakota, for example. Not very many people live in North Dakota. They have 2 senators and 1 representative. South Dakota as well, Montana as well. So every state has at least 3. So these are the congressional representation, and you will notice that we've got some different colors on this particular map. In the dark gray here, these are states that, as a result of the last census, gained representation. And this is because people are moving into the state. Texas gained the most. Remember, we get 4 additional ones since the census of 2000. So in the census of 2010, we saw, because of mainly Hispanic gains in the state, we got 4 new ones. So our total representation is 38, but this is also our electoral vote. So we have a lot of power in the Electoral College. So these dark grays are states in the Sun Belt, as you know, most of them, except for this one up here. We've got these states over here in the west, we've got ourselves, and then some in the southeast gained. Now, in the brown, these are states that lost. Remember, there are just 435 members of the House of Representatives, and so when some are gaining, others are losing, because that number is fixed. So as you can see, a number of states lost up here in the colder areas of the country, and interestingly enough, Louisiana lost the last time. And then no change are the lighter gray in the country. So these are your representative numbers, but also for this lecture, the important thing, these are your numbers in the Electoral College. Okay, let's go to the next slide. And here are some red states and blue states. You're always hearing about that. All right, the red states are the ones that generally are in the last election, and this was for the election of the last one where Obama beat McCain. The red states are the ones carried by McCain. Now, carried by McCain simply means this. Write this down in your notes. Whichever candidate gets the most popular votes in a state gets all the electoral votes in that state. I will repeat that. Whichever candidate gets the most votes in a state gets all the electoral votes in that state. So, for example, if McCain got, let's say, 55% of the votes in Texas in that election, and Obama got 45%, McCain would get 100% of the electoral votes, and Obama would get none. California, let's reverse it. Let's say Obama got 55% of the vote. Let's say McCain got 45% of the vote. Then Obama would get 55 electoral votes and McCain would get none. That's called winner take all. And you say, well, what about that 45% of the people that voted for the other candidate? Well, too bad for them. In a winner take all thing, it's win or lose. So the red states are the Republican states, the blue states are the Democratic states. So you get elected president based on the number of electoral votes that you get. Now, the total number, and I'm going to write this down in a moment for you, the total number of electoral votes, well, I'll do it now. Let's just do it. Let's turn this off, and I will do some numbers here for you. The total number of votes in the Electoral College is this. There are 435 votes in the House. There are 100 votes in the Senate. That's 535. And let's add 3 to that for Washington, D.C. So 538 is the total number of electoral votes. The Constitution says in Article 2, the first candidate to get a majority of this number, a majority, that's 50% plus 1, becomes president. So a majority, 50% plus 1, is 270 votes. Okay? So if you're having an election, and let's just do the last one. Let's say we're going to have Texas on the list and California. And here is the popular vote. And here is your electoral vote. Okay, and so you're going to have McCain and Obama. McCain and Obama. All right. In Texas, McCain got, let's say, 55%. Obama 45%. All right. And the electoral vote, McCain got 34, Obama got 0. In California, McCain got 45%, Obama 55%. McCain got 0, Obama gets 50, what was it, 53, whatever it was. Okay, then you add them up. And these are the ones that are important, the electoral votes, and the first one to get 270 becomes the President of the United States. Now, sometimes it doesn't work perfectly. 4 times in our history, presidential candidates have one candidate will win the popular vote, but lose the electoral vote. 4 times. The last time this happened was in the election of 2000. Your candidates were George Bush and Al Gore. Al Gore won the popular vote by more than 500,000 votes. But George Bush won, and he got 271 electoral votes when Florida was given to him after about more than a month of counting and recounting ballots. So every vote really does count in any kind of election. Don't think that your vote doesn't count, because just a few votes in Florida gave the presidency to the Republicans in the red states. Okay? So this is just a little bit, a brief summary of the Electoral College, and I hope you'll read the part in your book about it so that you become real knowledgeable about how this works. See you next time.